Welcome to Questions with Mike. Today we'll be answering a question from Rebekah Tozer off Instagram. She was like, do you take notes at all while you read or just summarize as much of your general takeaway at the end? Because I take notes after I read. She also asked, can you share more about your one-sided relationship with the author and processing books? As I'm reading books, I'm not just looking for information. I'm not just looking for opinions or ideas to interact with, although obviously the idea piece is the profundity and the goal here. My goal when I'm reading is I want for ideas to come and challenge what I already know. I want ideas to knock on the door of my heart and propose other things and to point me to other doors to open up possibilities that I haven't considered before. That's mostly what I'm looking for when I read. Can my consideration box and my possibility expand from what I'm reading? If an author isn't doing that, I don't want to read the book. And then the secondary piece of this is I actually feel like I'm engaging in a relationship with the author. I know it sounds weird and I don't mean that in a literal sense, but on some level, an author is actually they're not just giving you information, they're not just sharing their opinion, they're actually opening their life to you a little bit and releasing in spirit things that they have a relationship with and have said yes to and have understood that, maybe you haven't yet. And so obviously the author and the content is going to vary, and then good and bad is going to be based on those variables. But at the end of the day, if you're picking books that are going to add value and that are important for your journey, I don't want to just get information. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is I want to receive from this person. So yes, the ideas, yes, the content is going to do stuff to me, and that's awesome and valid and worthwhile, is good enough. But also I want the author, their own heart, their own perspective, their own journey, their history with God, with the world. I want that to influence me as well. I want to learn a bit about where they're coming from. And so one of the best ways for you to get as much value as possible from an author in a book is to come to them from a posture of honor and humility. So I want to submit to their authority in what they're writing in my heart, in my spirit, and I want to say yes to them before they even say a word to me. I want to ascribe to them things that are attributed in my mind as glorious, as honorable. So this author is successful, they are wise, they are profound, they have results, they know what they're talking about, they have knowledge or experience that I don't. I'm kind of going in that place in my consideration and my heart posture toward them as I'm reading, so then the words they say I actually take more seriously. I'm a little more intentional and thoughtful in what they're saying. I don't just read things that sound like everything else everyone else says. I'm like, no, this time things are different because this person's saying it. So because of that honor in my heart, I actually will pay attention to the wording, to the words they're using, the sentence structure, the points they're making, why are they repeating this, why did they say this here? And stuff will stick out to me as I'm reading this, I think specifically because of my heart posture here, but things will pop out that maybe the author didn't intend, but it's actually like speaking to me and I'm learning from this. I want for what the author's sharing in this book to be able to impact me as significantly and as profoundly and as effectively as possible. So it's not just worth it for me, but also I can grow and expand as a person, even if the book itself isn't lending toward a skill set or a result I'm trying to produce. But also, I want a relationship with the author. I don't want this to just be a transactional thing. I want to be able to receive and have honor in my heart for this person and like attribute value to them in the spirit for what they've paid for, what they've sacrificed and given to me for. You guys, it's insane that we can get access to knowledge and wisdom for pennies today. Generations ago, only royalty or the wealthy could have books because they were so expensive and they were so rare, right? Because people writing them, it was like such a hard thing to come by. And now we just have them cranking out their books everywhere. Like even thrift stores are just rife with books that you could buy for like $1. It's crazy. But there's so much richness, there's so much depth and profound opportunity sitting in these books that if people came to them with the right heart posture, could actually receive things that would transform who they are. The Bible says that we become transformed by the renewing of our mind. So the ideas, the thoughts, the things that we entertain up here, as those start to align with the truth and submit to who God is, the transformation takes place and we become more of who we actually are, and we leave the fallen, broken, weak, lame, limited version of humanity behind as we continue to say yes to who God actually is in our being. Books are doors to possibility and expansion and the transformation of who and what we are. So as we posture ourselves toward the author, we're actually setting ourselves up for success and setting their message up for success to actually come in and do something to us and allow us to walk away with transformation, not just some good ideas. Big win. And then actually when I'm done reading, I'll take notes and I'll just kind of process through, what did I just read? What did this mean to me? I'll answer questions that I'm asking myself about the stuff that I read. I might even verbatim write a paragraph or two of what the person said if it was that good. I'll just transcribe it because I want it to go through my filter, my process. I want it to just get through. And the amount of repetition you guys bring to anything you're studying dramatically increases your retention and also your ability to get more out of whatever it is you're reading. And then one other thing I want to throw in there just as a tidbit as far as like healthy reading hygiene, is I had a goal of reading 20 to 30 minutes a day. And I've found over the last few years that trying to measure my reading time based on time was actually not productive or helpful. It wasn't helping me do what I wanted to do. So I just kind of started tracking how much I would read in that time frame because I just gunned for it. And I found that I could read about 14 pages every 20 to 30 minutes. That was my reading speed. So instead of reading 20 to 30 minutes every day, I decided I'm gonna read 14 pages a day. I don't care if that takes me 10 minutes or it takes me 40 minutes. Like, I'm gonna read 14 pages a day. And so then I would take a marker. If I start on page 40, let's say today I start on page 40, I'm gonna go to page 54, 14 pages later, I'm gonna mark that's where I'm gonna end for the day, and then I read until I get to that marker, instead of looking at the clock and trying to figure out how long I should be doing this for. And then as I've been able to track by pages instead of by time, my ability to not just read more books, but read them more consistently and diligently has dramatically shot up. I haven't missed reading a day for the last couple of months, and I've never been able to pull this off ever in my life. It's shocking. You know, you guys, reading is a beautiful, profound, powerful way to level up in every area of your life, in your relationships, in your mindsets, in your income, in your confidence, in your self-image, in your understanding of the world, your knowledge base, all the things, they just go up, especially if the quality of the stuff you're reading is high. So you guys do the reading thing. It's such a big deal. And don't just get information, like engage with the author and let what they have and who they are and what they're bringing to the table impact you on a personal level. Let it change what you know. So you guys, we'd love to have you like and comment and subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell button so you get notifications of our next video. What is something you guys have learned in your reading habits that you found to be helpful? Put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about that.